Hi everyone, I am Tara and I would like to welcome you all back to my channel on YouTube. I'm Spirit Mother, or I'm Tara, aka Spirit Mother, on my TikTok. I'd like to welcome you to my channel on YouTube, Spirit to Spirit Teachings of Going Within Self, and on my TikTok channel, 1974 Enlightened Soul. As I had said many times before, sometimes my channel is not for everybody because I talk about a lot of everyday life things. And today I come in to talk about feminists, and it's the Phoenix Rising. The reason I chose this topic because I've been watching a lot of different things on TikTok, and the song Labor, it's a new song that I've been hearing a lot of with regards to women and what have you. Now, a lot of people misconstrue. Like I have a man in my life, my ex-husband, who likes to tell me that I am a feminist, and I like recently looked it up because it was like he uses it in such a derogatory meaning, like, "Oh, you're a feminist. He's feminist." Okay, so now I know that he's the egotistical, self-centered man. Because if you're criticizing someone for being a feminist, then not only are you criticizing women, but you're criticizing men. Okay, you're telling men that they're a feminist because they're standing up for their wives, for their daughters, for their mothers, for their sisters, for their nieces, for their grandmothers, and what have you. So it's like, I found the article because it really pisses me off because he can be a real male chauvinist butthole. And it's like, you're part of the system. You're what's wrong with the system. If you think that it's okay to push out a woman and treat her like she's a piece of shit and say, well, try making them feel like their opinion doesn't matter and they can't do what a man can do. That's a stereotypical thing that tries to keep a man in a masculine and the ego mindset. And I don't care if he's listening. I really don't give a shit. To the system of him. And this is a spirit to spirit. This ain't to you people. It's to the spirit of the spirit that wants to try to punch women down, tell masculine energy that, oh, well, like, you're a feminist because you stand on the side of women and you're not supposed to be on the side of the women. Fuck you. Okay, I have a couple things here. 6:44 on the clock. I'm seeing a lot of 44, usually at the end of the number, or 444. And he's up there banging right now. I live with my ex-husband right now. I live downstairs and he lives upstairs. For some reason, well, I know what reason. The universe threw me back in here. And they like to have you afraid of them. It's like, bring it. Because I really want to drive you through the fucking wall, but the universe won't let me. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, yep. Back to basics number 6. Yeah. Now it's not found. Okay, just give me 1 second. It's like, seriously? Like your ego is that big because I know you are the matrix. I know who and what you are. Don't like me? I really don't give 2 fucks anymore because it's like I don't have disdain for all men because, like I said before, I know that all not it's neither neutral. It's neutral. It's neither like a male or what have you. It's masculine energy that is so set in their ego. Because I have a few men like that in my life. They're so set in their ego, and I feel very sorry for them. And I have to ask you, did you treat your mother like that? Did you treat your sisters like that? Because if you did, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Seriously. And they say shame is the worst thing. Okay. Well, if you're doing that, then yes, you ought to feel foolish and you ought to be ashamed of yourself for treating a woman like that because you're afraid that they might get ahead or that they may actually have something beneficial to bring to the world. It's like, so, back to basis number 6. I'm just finding this. Back to the basics, number 6, can men be feminists? You can do anything. See, this energy does not want me bringing it forward because a man can actually be a feminist, okay? And I actually, see, I know he's fucking with the electronics because I know who and what he is because now it's not even, it's not coming up. See? So I do know what it is. He is the system. They are the Mr. Smiths. God bless you too. They're mentally abusive. If they're not, like, one of the worst types of abuse is mentally abusive. And it works on either on a feminine or a masculine side. Okay. So, and you can try to shut me down all you want. It just goes to show that I'm not afraid of you, but you want others to be afraid of you. You want me to be afraid of you. And right now, today is the red day for like Red Dress Day. Yeah, see, they don't want this getting out. They don't want me doing this video. Hi, but there is a man. I had it on my TikTok. I sent it to my override. Okay, I'll keep going. We are not feminists. Well, if we're feminists, it's because we're all working together. Right? The masculine and feminine are coming together, and they're seeing that we do. It's equal rights. It's about human rights. Okay, and some people don't want that to get out, especially ones that they can be bought. Because I have a big idea that this person has been bought, and I feel very sorry for them because, or maybe, well, no, maybe they are. the one in charge of the system, and that's why I got pushed here. We do, yes, we need each other. It's not just like women coming together. It's men backing their wives, backing their mothers, backing their sisters, backing their grandmothers and their nieces, okay, their girlfriends. It's like, why are you so afraid of a woman? Women don't need you. You know, if we want to have sex, we have our fingers. We have dildos. Men have their hands. Okay. Some men are under the perception that a feminine energy needs the masculine energy. But we are actually two-spirited people. We are people who are two-spirited. The indigenous community has said it many times, and that's coming to the balance. That's coming to the center. That is coming to the oneness. And there are more and more men that are coming aboard on it. They're actually seeing it. And like when we're seeing this feminine uprise and what have you, okay, for women going on strike and what have you, there are more and more men stepping forward in support of it because they are actually seeing the true value of a woman. Nikola Tesla, he said it in 90 around about like in the early 1900s when he was doing this. He was saying that the feminine are rising. We are the phoenix. And we're not going to shut up anymore. We're not going to take masculine energies beating on us, whether it be physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually, because they're afraid of their own feminine. Because I was watching this woman, I forget her whole name, Teal or what have you. She was saying that, like, you know, like, I do not bow to a man. Some things she has is good to say. But when it comes to a woman needing a man, when it comes to the perception of that a woman can't build a house, well, okay, a woman can build a house if they're given the opportunity to be able to do it. This man that I was trying to bring up on TikTok, who was speaking, he was saying, like, you're too busy listening to your bros that you want to suppress your feminine. Remember, a lot of the time, you're feminine. They're cooking, they're cleaning, they're working, they're freaking keeping, like, looking after the children. And I'm not saying that men don't do it, but the ones that are doing it, they are the ones who actually have been able to at least touch base with their feminine. Like, yeah, we are your mothers. We are the ones taking care of you. Some people may get mad at their mothers, but I'm here to say, do you know what was going on with your mother? Do you know what was happening to your mother? If you felt that she wasn't protecting you, or you felt she was harming you, what happened to your mother? Seriously, what happened to your mother? What happened to your sister? What happened to your grandmother? What happened to the feminine energy? Because we're supposed to be working together as a unit. We're supposed to be working together as the one. And, you know, I have to ask, like, in all honesty, was it so much that they were killing Yeshua, or were they actually killing the feminine aspect of Yeshua? Because it was the balance. It was being able to see. Or did they actually, physically, did they actually kill a woman and said that it was a man because of the outburst that it would have? This man was saying about, like, the churches I've been wanting to go to church, but I keep from it because it's so masculine and it's so centered on money. And I was watching a thing with regards to the money that churches save with regards to taxes. $72 billion. $72 billion the churches save. How much of that money is actually going to the people? And how much of it is actually going in the masculine's pocket that wants to suppress feminine energy? And it's neither male nor female in that aspect, because a man can actually have feminine, the same person. He likes to make fun of men who dress, what they called it, and I don't care if you like me. I really don't give a shit anymore. I forget the, trying to think of the name that he puts to it. But he says about like even like um, different cultures, because that's the kind of clothing. Metrosexual. He says he says about metrosexual men, and I don't care. You wanna you know, I'm going to tell you, this is spirit to spirit, and the spirit knows who I'm talking to. You know, maybe one of those ones that you like to say about metrosexual, maybe they really need to give you a good fucking punch right in your face. Because you think your shit don't stink. You think that just because you live in a man's body. But think of it this way. I know you have a feminine side. Whether you want to admit to it or not. And I'm not throwing shade on this person because I actually feel really bad for this person. Because they really got to stop. They really got to stop a feminine energy from getting this stuff out. When they're the ones that tell, like when they even say about me coming on and doing a podcast. Only difference is they want me to come on and do podcasts that brings out anger and what have you, opposed to bringing forth stuff that is beneficial to humanity, to everyone as a whole, opposed to individuals. See, this person, they say about, I need to make a quick buck. I need to make a quick buck. So you'll listen to other people about how to figure out how to make a quick buck and bitch and complain because they're losing a percentage of their income come their birthday. And do I give a shit by coming out and saying this stuff? No, I don't. I really don't give a shit anymore because you don't give two fucking shits about me or anybody else because you said you don't love anybody. That's the father of the system that is only self. I asked for some help. I asked for an investor on something that I'm working on that is not so much for me as it is for humanity. But does he want to help? No, because I might get a little bit ahead. But I even said that I wanted to share, but this man does not want to share nothing. It's always, it's mine, it's mine. It's good. And I left him, I divorced him, and I took nothing. Even though I could have took half of what he had because of the abuse, but I took nothing. It's good. You want to read the article? It's called Back to Basics, number 6. Can men be feminists? UMKC Women's Center. And then this here, oh, oh, Melissa Hart. Let's see this. Secretary, Kimokurashi Sukurei. Melissa. What hurt was it? Red Heart. I'm not apologizing for this because sometimes yeah, I don't even know if she's in my followers because I've been seeing a lot and I posted stuff on my Facebook with regards to this. I see like is asking. Thank you for the like. Melissa. No, I don't have her in my favorites. Or my I don't have her. Oh, maybe I'm following. I just got so tired of it. And I posted that if one of these, if one of the rallies comes here, I want to go. I really want to go because I believe that everyone should be standing up for this. Because if you worked for the government, you worked in the military or what have you, and you know what's going on, but because you're too worried about losing your friggin' pension and you're watching other people starving to death, living out on the streets, and you're actually some of your fellow people that you worked with, and you sit and you tell me all this shit about what you went through. You say that people stole your ideas. It's like, seriously, dude. You really got a fucking ego on you. You come to me and you say you need fucking help, that you're ready, but you're full of shit. The system wants to tell you, oh, we're doing this stuff for you, we're doing that stuff for you. Meanwhile, they're meeting behind your back. You know, you should say, we should be saying to the government, you're fucking fired. Because you don't fucking work for the people at all. You work for your selfish gain. And the ones that are trying to get in there to make a difference, you want to fucking suppress them. And maybe I got some mouth coming out of me for being a woman, but who says right now that it's the woman coming out? You want to bully a fucking feminine energy? Seriously? Maybe you are the one that needs the fucking shit kicked out of you instead of the people. I don't get into politics, but I'll tell you right now, I don't trust not a fucking one of them right now. None of the bigwigs, and none of the ones that can be fucking bought either. Because if you can be bought, you're not a fucking leader. You're a fucking puppet. And if they killed anyone, it was only because they were speaking truth and they didn't want other people following suit. And that's why you have what people are saying is like the Holocaust again. Only it's not just one group of people, it's the whole fucking people. Well, I will be honest. Our government is not doing a very good fucking job of it because people are starving, people are homeless, people have no heat. And it's all because of how oil companies hushed up research results. I will bring that forward right now. So if you are protecting the government and you think and feel like the government is doing something for you, I have to say, well, you're almost the only one because there's an uprising. And maybe you're part of the government, maybe you're afraid to say anything because a lot of people are. And then people like myself, people want to say, oh, well, you just shut up. You always got something to fucking complain about. Meanwhile, those same people that are saying I got something to complain about are the same ones that's fucking complaining, but not doing anything. But they're the same ones that's complaining about somebody else having something that they don't have. Well, that's your opinion because it's not about bleeding. If you think that we need war, if you think that fighting is justifiable in any sense, then that's part of the problem. And I'm not throwing shade on you. I'm saying it's part of the problem. We are not bleeding hearts. We are just tired of the fucking fighting. And this same person, that's why I say he's actually the fucking wolf in sheep's clothing. A masculine energy will be the ones to say that we are bleeding hearts because we're fed up with it. We're fed up being treated like we're nothing but a piece of shit, that we're dirt, that we only work on 10% of our brain when we can actually work on 100% of our brain if we told them to go fuck themselves. They teach us in school shit to dumb us down, things in school to keep us fighting against one another instead of teaching people actual useful information of how to create, how to grow things, how to make the world a better place, instead of saying, oh, we got to get out our big army guns because we want to stick our dicks in the air. This is the masculine talking right now. It's called the balance. The people are fed up, and if you're not fed up, you might want to get fed up. Like I hear people say, yes, I'm blessed for the things that I have because there's so many people out there that have nothing, and then we're looking down on them because they have nothing because of our fucking ignorance. I am not religious. I believe in spirit, and spirit is everything. Spirit is the energy. Yes, warriors unite. We got to, it's coming together. It's being the rock. It's going hand in hand. It's not about kicking the shit out of one another. And right now, the Matrix is getting in my trying to get in my way. because my phone's ringing, and that's the only time anything ever rings. And people may say, "Oh, well, you're just you're an aggressive person." Fuck you. I'm not angry. I'm not aggressive. I just had enough. Spirits had enough because it's taking everything that is spirits, it's destroying it. Our ancestors had everything right. Our ancestors was using energy, frequency, and vibration because they were connected with nature. They were connected with everything, and they know that nobody owns the fucking land. They have nothing to give because it's not theirs to give. They're stealing it all from the people. I said it before. The Canadian Prime Minister, before he got in as a Prime Minister, he was a fucking teacher. He was hand-fed. He had $5 million to his name, and somehow he's worth $100 million. Seriously? And he's still going on vacations on our fucking tax dollars? They're flying fucking jets. Seriously? You gotta be protected because you're such a fucking asshole. Uranus? You fucking try to bury people. So when you are losing control, when people are standing up, you want to try to take everything from them. I had somebody tell me today that it was on the news that there was a new fucking law about that every time a police officer pulls you over, they're gonna do a breathalyzer. That's against your human rights. That's a violation. It's about power and control. Take your power and control and shove it right up your fucking ass because we're coming through. No, humans aren't overbreeding. So where you got that information, it's horse shit. And if I ain't being nice right now, I don't give two shits. I didn't come here to be nice. I didn't come here to be all like, because I ain't bleeding. I'm fucking tired of it. I make my own rules. I make my own life. Well, that's your opinion. I just told you. Like, you want to throw shade on people's religion or people's beliefs? Well, that's really up to yourself. But I don't throw shade on somebody else's beliefs. So, basically, I'm pissed off. It's called the Feminist and the Phoenix Rising. Yeah, well then, if you're saying that 2,000 years of it is enough, then you know what? It's time to fucking change because it's been more than two. It's been over and over and over again because it's repeating history. Because people say, "Oh, you're bleeding hearts," because we're standing up and saying enough is enough. We're bleeding hearts. Are you part of the matrix? Do you come in and try to gaslight people? Are you a troll? Because I have to say, what the fuck is going on in your life that you have to try to make other people's lives miserable? Enough is enough of everything. Enough of it. Not enough is enough of them trying to beat us down. About them hiding the true information. Because the true sins are the systems integrated into society, and they're the fucking ones that you bow to. Oh, I gotta go to my doctor to get a pill. That's a bleeding heart. Don't like me, I don't care. Not too many people, yeah, people do like me, but The ones that don't are the ones that, truth fucking hurts, don't it? You just don't want to face the truth. We make our own destiny. And right now, people are rising and saying, enough is enough. People are going and they're not only are they striking, but they're standing up for rights. And farmers was watching a video in France. Apparently, they were taking the trucks that had the food in it, the fruits and vegetables and what have you. They were taking and they were dumping them on the fucking ground. And don't tell me that that was the farmers, because it's not the farmers. It's the greedy fucks that want to keep you under tow. And anyone that's involved in it, shame on you. And they say shame is the lowest vibration. I don't have shame. And I don't have guilt. I'm past that. Like, I'm going to be honest. I'm a very sexual person, but I haven't been intimate for 2.5 years now. Because I haven't found someone who actually cares about a woman, who actually cares about the feminine energy, who can actually connect with their own feminine energy and not be fucking full of shit and say, here, I'll pretend. People might say, oh, if I come off as angry, no, just fed up. So, like seriously, the study, the ancient, what we were being shown was how to heal. Physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And this is what we're all screaming about. But it's not a scream anymore. This same man says about, you're going to wait, like, do that, you're going to wake the fucking bear. Yeah, well, you already woke the fucking bear in me. You actually woke the most fierce grizzly or whatever the most fierce bear is. But I'm beyond a bear because we're all the phoenix rising and we're on fucking fire. Because right now, I just want to take and I just want to go, they want to shut people up who exposes things for what it really is. They want to beat you up. They want to throw you in jail. They want to slander your name. They want to rape you. They want to dumb you down with pills, with your drugs. If you use drugs, that's up to you. I can't tell you not to use them, but I just have a strong feeling that people are using them because they want to suppress. They're suppressing how they really feel, and they can't get out of that rut. And I say that because I was there. And they just keep making excuses, give lip service. And the other ones, reading what their puppet masters tell them to read. Am I reading? No. Because spirit, my ancestors, my family that's had enough of this fucking bullshit, And if people are bleeding hearts, well, it's very nice to meet you. Because if you're a bleeding heart, it means that you're standing up and you're finally speaking because you've had enough. The true sins, like I said, they're the systems integrated into society. If you look, they say about the 7 deadly sins. Because your systems, every one of your systems, your justice, your medical, your governance. Oh my shit. I had it written down. Dice ko ay tuskra sukriha mayata. Tus. Be big, bold, brave. That's my motto. Be yourself. I always say it at the end of my messages. Because we're done being suppressed. We're done being doped up. We're done being poisoned on our foods. I don't throw shade on you because I know. I had a family member and I see it. And I feel for you because a lot of it comes from growing up. A lot of it comes from the systems, food, stress, anxiety, but we can get out of it. I got out of it. And the man, my ex-husband asked me, "You're fine now?" Yeah? Well, I had to fucking die after I went many years trying to get medical treatment for the medical stuff that I was experiencing, which was causing a lot of mental health issues. It was causing a lot of pill popping issues. I even started drinking again. I became promiscuous again. But they want to tell us that we're the whores, we're the sluts, we're this, just anything to beat us down because this man up there, not like that way, but my ex-husband, that's what he calls me. Why don't I punch him in the face? Because he ain't worth my effort. Because people like that are the ones that should be in jail, not the ones that are actually standing up and saying something. Because they told me about when they were a kid, about how they were treated. So I understand where they're coming from. But you know something? It gives you no right to go and abuse somebody else. This is actually one of the videos. If you want to check out some of the other videos that I did, go to my YouTube channel, Spirit to Spirit Teachings of Going Within Self, and you'll find a lot of different stuff of different topics that I talk about, topics that a lot of people don't want to talk about. They don't even want to touch base on that. I started doing videos. My first video was right around Christmas time, 2019, when I did a video with regards to what Christmas is supposed to be about. It's not about the gifts, it's about the family. But, Your systems like to make it all about the gifts. Buy, 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 consume, consume, consume. Go watch They Live. I know a guy that I knew back a few years ago. He said he used mushrooms and he went in and he's seen the dead walker. I embrace all parts of me. And I'm so tired of men that want to treat women like they're a piece of shit. Sorry, masculine energies that want to treat feminine energies like they're a worthless piece of shit. And that's only because they know that we don't need them and we dumb ourselves down for them to to pump, pump their little ego that they have to live in. And this ain't throwing shade. We all had an ego, and anyone that said that they didn't have an ego, you're full of shit. Smile if I can. Like once I get like get going, like it's it's all going to come through. I have a beautiful smile. I have a beautiful heart. I have a beautiful attitude when I'm not surrounded by Uranuses. I love Uranus. I love like Uranus and Gaia, children. I love them all. They were taught to have an ego. We weren't born with one. We were taught to have one because the world is run by pompous egos. Ones that, and I'm not throwing shade or names or anything like that, even though that's what the way it's coming out. Take it as you may. Some may resonate with my channel. Some may love me. Some may hate me. Some may like me. Some may loathe me. And I really, if you don't like me, it's only because you don't like what I have to say. You don't like my truth. You don't like what I'm bringing forward. That I know that everybody's feeling the same way. Because if they weren't, I wouldn't be bringing this forward. Because Spirit is my teacher. Spirit is my guide. Spirit is my employer. Spirit is who I work for. I don't work for a man. Who wants to be glorified? And Yeshua didn't come to be glorified. It was all taken and put to, like, because the enlightenment was killing the enlightenment for the sins. They say dying on the cross for the sins. Well, the sin to that, to the sisters, was that somebody was actually enlightened and knew the truth about what they were doing to people and was bringing it to light. See, the thing is, they like to be in the light. They like to be in a limelight. Oh, take a photo of me. Oh, I'm shaking someone's hand. Oh, I'm kissing a baby. I'd be saying, get your fucking hands off my baby. Seriously, do you think that your kids should be, these people should be walking up and kissing your kids? Holy shit, man. People shake your fucking head. They don't like your kids. Your kids are just profit for them. Seriously, you need a fucking poor person running, like doing stuff. They might know a little bit more because they're taking the money and they're using it frivolously, and then they're telling us that we're the fucking problem. They're telling people that I'm the fucking problem because I'm on disability because nobody will hire me because I'm different. Because no, not because I holler, but because I am enlightened and I'm very cheery and spirit comes through me all the time. So I'm speaking different languages of light, different ancient languages, and your systems don't like it. We need new systems that help humanity, not try to kill humanity off, because humanity is not overpopulated. That's just another limited belief that they want to throw out there at people to keep you suppressed and thinking, oh, well, I got to kill these people. Go watch about, like, in the animal kingdom, the male will actually go kill the babies because they say it's taking food out of their mouth. They're stealing it. They're stealing your energy. They're stealing your money. They're stealing your life, livelihood, proclamation. This is what the real earth is supposed to be. See, this guy on TikTok, he was saying about women, like, being suppressed, and they say women can't do what a man can do, like power or anything like that. He said it's because of equal, like, wanting to suppress the woman. And the way I look at it, when the women rise, when the feminine, sorry, not per se women, when the feminine energy rises, that is when you will have your free energy. Because free energy is real. Your pyramids, the pyramids were actually energy sources. You yourself are energy sources. You emanate energy. And that's why you get people coming around you, because they're trying, like, negative energies coming around you because they're trying to siphon you. They still call it energy vampires. So we're supposed to have free energy. It's like, turn off your TV. Go outside. We need to get back connected with the oneness. I said it. Like, if you take, this is what it seems like. You take Alaska, okay? Or sorry, not Alaska, Antarctica. Take Antarctica and spell it backwards. And then look up that word, look it up. It is an actual place. It says on the thing that it is the west coast of Antarctica. And it is run by a dictatorship. Exactly what people are saying are happening right now. Like, are they? We're on a stage. It's a platform. Your TV is a fucking stage. It's a platform. But they're putting truth out there to you, but they're telling you, oh, well, that's not real. That's fiction. Okay, look at Star Trek, right? In the 60s, they were holding these devices, cell phones, yeah, and they were doing television, and that's real. Only they don't want you to know that. Am I going on a tangent? No, because I'm saying that it's masculine energy that is so far in their ego. Smithsonian. No. Why some mammals kill babies of their own kind. See, the thing is, our oil companies and stuff like that, and I don't care if you work for an oil company. My sister dated one. I know, like, dated someone that works for an oil company. Yeah, he was not loyal to her at all. And you know, I know that that person had their own problems growing up, but like I said, it gives you no right to treat other people like they're worthless. They don't matter because everyone matters. It's not about one ethnic. I also watched a thing on TikTok. A black man, okay? I don't go by color, but he was very dark complected. He was standing there with a white robe on, and he said, "This is white. This is light brown." So nobody is actually white because white would be an albino, and you don't see too many of them. But see, they want to put us and divide us, and then when we come out fighting, then they want to come on. They want to say, like this person was saying earlier, that we're bleeding hearts. No, we're not bleeding hearts. We're just fed up with the fucking bullies. And if you were bullied and you became a bully, shame on you because you should remember what it feels like to be bullied. And some people might say, oh, well, you shouldn't be telling people, putting shame on themselves or putting shame on them. That's your opinion. Maybe sometimes people do need to feel shame and feel foolish for the things that they do and the way that they treat people or treat each other. And I was no exception to the rule because there was times that I had and I didn't treat people with the utmost respect. Maybe because, like, they weren't treating me with respect. So it was that part of do unto others as you would want others to do unto you. So I guess, if you want to treat people like a piece of shit, then I guess you want to get treated like a piece of shit. But see, these ones in power, the more negative stuff they put out there, the more anger and aggression they put to the people, so that the people forget about what they're doing and focus on what each other's doing, opposed to seeing the bigger picture and seeing where the real fucking problem is. Because it's not each other. They're just putting us against each other because they want to stand up there and be glorified and act as though they're doing something great. See, like I said, like they want to be in the spotlight, but the spotlight that the people are putting them in, and now they're putting all these different laws and everything like that. I have to ask, how the fuck are they putting in these new laws if they work for the people and no people voted on it? It must have been an invisible vote. Yeah. Step inside the mind of the killer. And what may seem like a cruel act in nature, males or certain mammal species are sometimes driven to kill babies of their own species. The main culprit biologists think is the species' social structure and reproductive strategy. Okay, I said it before and I'll say it again. Go read the Sexual Sterilization Act. Hey, it came out in 1928. Hey, you know, they're like, and some women were in on it. That's the sad part. Like, seriously? How much scrubbing and money did they give you for that? Or, like, why do you have such a hate on for women? Are you so in your masculine? social structure and reproduction. Looking across hundreds of species, infanticide is more common in mammals when a few mammals must complete to reproduce with several females. Okay? And this man, my ex-husband, he said that men will go out and sow their outs so they can spread their seed. So they'll fuck as many women as they want. But then they'll throw shade on a woman if a woman goes and has intercourse, but a woman can only get pregnant once in 9 months. A man can go fuck 20 women in an hour and get every one of them pregnant. Am I coming off light? Well, you know, it's all in the eyes of the beholder. It's all in how you perceive things. Across the animal kingdom, infastidates has been observed in totally disapparent mammal species from dolphins to lions to baboons. We are like baboons. They say, didn't they say that we were originated from a baboon? You know? And then, you know, they want to go and they want to try to kill off the young because, you know, think of back in the beginning of what they say about in the beginning, like not in, like in the beginning when it was Uranus and Gaia and Cronus and all that, all the family, which over time it just became different names. Okay. So it was all about Uranus didn't want to allow Gaia to bring forth the children for fear that they would that the child's children would overpower them and become king or what have you. Okay. But it's not about one being superior over the other. It's about everybody leading together because everybody has something to offer. It's about hearing each other and coming together on common ground and seeing that big picture opposed to little increments of what you see on TV because it's telling you something all the time. Yeah, I'm gonna film over there. Right. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Josh, regresa, por favor. Andar kaya ba tay tay tay. I'm talking with spirit, the different aspects of spirit, different ancestors, and what have you. Favorites. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just go ahead. Guardian, Canadian military used propaganda against the people. Okay? Whatever it is. Here it is. Oh no, that's not it. Well, my thing again. Oh, there it is. But focus on this one now. Ashley. Saltwire, Canadian military wants to establish new organization to use propaganda, other techniques to influence. Oh, yes, that's it. Okay, let's try this. Go ahead. I'll find it. Oh, shit. Oh, I got it on the phone. I got it. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Sorry, just 1 second. I just lost something. Bigyan mo kaya ito. Sa kaya ito tayo ito. Yeah. Yeah, no. Anyway. Hey, sorry about that. I don't know what was on here. Maybe I just missed the puzzle piece, but I didn't see it come up and I got shut down. So, and what I was saying is an article on Saltwire, and it's also on the Guardian. Guardian. Canadian military wants to establish new organization to use propaganda, other techniques to influence Canadians. Here we go. Oh, Ottawa citizen. Here we go. And that was published November 2nd, 2020. Okay, so I'm not here putting out fear because fear is part of the propaganda. And they started doing this actually. They put, from what I read on what I watched on a documentary, was they put like a bunch of teenagers in a room and people started making up things. And, is there such thing as a coincidence? Because I always thought there was no such thing as a coincidence, just synchronicities. Because that was actually roughly about, they're both a year before the Canadian Prime Minister got into power. You know, like, am I spreading fear? Am I spreading hate? No, I'm spreading information. Well, not spreading it, I'm putting it out there. I'm not spreading it. I'm putting it out there for the people to use their own discernment. I'm saying that they're the problem. You don't have to be in my channel, whether I'm more relaxed or whether I'm just in a freaking pissed off mood. Because you have no idea what I went through. You have no idea what I experienced or what I experience right now. Because I actually live with a pompous ass that was part of the military that thinks that everything is all about fighting. And it's not. If the military is supposed to be standing up for the people, not the fucking government. Seriously, they say about treason on the queen. Well, what about fucking treason on the people? Because that's what they're committing. Gosh, like, oh my gosh, We stand up to the queen or we stand up to the system. Like, seriously? You treat us like we're fucking worker. You treat us like we're worker ants. You treat us like we're piss ants. In actuality, we are fucking air fire ants, and we're gonna burn your ass. And I don't mean setting fire, because the ones that are out there when there's protests going on, the ones that are going in and setting fires and causing a whole lot of destruction, is the ones that are being paid by the systems to make the peacekeepers look like they're the fucking problem when they're not. Don't like the way I am? Oh well, I like me because I finally embraced both sides of me and realized that I can still make the shift and not take the shit. And if you want to take the shit, that's entirely up to you. I can't like I get this stuff that comes up telling me, you know, share, tell people to share. Okay, but you know what? I didn't come in here for your money or anything like that, because what I found out is that when you come on here and if you're making if you're making any money, the ones of the platform take 50% of it. I don't want your money because the money you give me, I'm actually not getting. I wouldn't be getting. So at least not that way. But I didn't come here for your money. I came here to enlighten you, to empower you, to show you how to lift up from the depths. I do it. Well, I had to die, and then I come back, and I still fought against it. Like, even though like something happened up there, I fought against spirit. Still trying to not deny. I was like wanting to run away from myself. I went to another province to try to get medical treatment because the doctors weren't listening to me here. And just before Christmas, I passed away at home because I was telling people that I was unwell, not mentally. Being physically unwell caused me to be in a depressed state. But see, the thing was, I never lost who I was. Because I know that I'm not the label that they put on us. I know that I'm not stupid. I know I'm not a whore. I know I'm not a slut. Might be bitch, because bitch is a karma. But real throat, bitch is a female dog, and a female dog will protect her young. I know that this is not my first time. That part of me just keeps coming back. It keeps coming back because it's if I have to look like an asshole or come off as an asshole or a bitch to get the point across, whether you like me or not, I don't care. If you don't like me, you're missing out on a very good person. But I'm done doing everything for everybody because it was trying to teach everybody how to do it for themselves. Not saying he was taking on the sins, yes, because he was taking on the systems. That's what he was taking on. He was taking on our sins. He was taking on our systems. They were taking on our systems. Like, it is so hard when you are trying to hold on to so much of people's energies, as you know, some of you, because it's the part of the impact you're taking on others. So it's like I get that fury within me, and it's not because I'm mentally unstable or anything like that, because I could tell mental health a few things of what they're doing wrong, of what they really need to be doing, because everything is on a spirit to spirit. And that's what I do, spirit to spirit, teachings and going within. It's the spirit to spirit. Mental health is caused from a lack of spiritual health, a lack of knowing what it is that you're going through and experiencing. You're told that you got to suppress your feelings. Like, no, you can't, like, oh, like, you know, what are you crying for? Like, shouldn't you be over that now? Fuck you. Like, how many times do you talk about your shit? Are you over it yet? I know somebody that's all, like, still, like, how many years later? Roughly 30 or more years later, we're still talking about because they had to sell their Mustang to pay legal fees because their first wife left them. I'm not throwing shade on this person. I'm saying you really need to wake up, because I come here to help. You say that you want this, you say you want that, but yet you don't want to fucking take responsibility for the fucking shit that you do. The irresponsible behavior. Like, everybody shows irresponsible behavior. It's not about throwing shade on that. But you're always saying, this is spirit, this is spirit. Always saying that fake it till you make it. You know what? Spirit is really tired of people faking it till they make it, because they're not trying to make it. They're just faking it all along. And that's where you get these people standing up on these fucking podiums and standing there asking, oh, or saying, like, God wants you to give 10% of your income. Seriously. God don't want you to give 10% of your income. The greedy people want you to give 10% of your income so they can live in glorious places. Meanwhile, you're starving. We'd be happy with the things that we have. But you know, we're not supposed to be just surviving. Some of us aren't even surviving. When I went through my shit when I died in 2019 and went through other shit in 2020, I tried taking my life. And it wasn't the first time, but I tried taking my life because I felt that it was the only way to kill the beast. But you can't. It's about dealing with it, facing it, because it's what's within you. And it's been trained to be put there by ego. I don't know that. I don't know that name. I'm talking to another spirit, a spirit that goes right back. The one that sits up on his throne. And I'm not talking about the loving one. I'm talking about the ones that's saying, oh, well, you need to make a sacrifice. There has to be a sacrifice. Like, you know, if you're the one confessing all your sins and stuff, through me or other people or what have you. It's like, why not? Like, why are you using other people? Because the same person today, they like to get me upset and then they'll laugh. And then when they laugh, I'm the one that has to hold back parts of my ego that wants to defend me, that really wants to raise its hand and punch me right in the face. That I would be no better than him. We're supposed to be equal to each other. But he likes to put himself up here and tries to press me down. It's great. It's kind of fucking real. Like, threw all this shit at me. Even said sometimes you have to speak the language. But yet when you speak his language back to him, or a masculine like him, they don't like it. It's like, well, I have to say, like, is it okay for you to do it and not okay for others to do it back to you? It's like, well, like I've been like around this person 24 years in this life. Well, probably might have been a version of the life before, but I've been with him for a very long time. And that's not like I could go date because it reversed in 2012. But I ended up that told them that I was divorcing them because I was tired of my other son, of my son's father, the way that he was treated. And the same man, my ex-husband, would always say about my son's father and the way that he had treated me and the way he had treated me when I went through custody because of my situation. And it became enlightened. And I didn't know what the fuck was going on. And I ended up in a psychiatric unit and he took it, my son's father took it. And the courts wouldn't give me him back because they even wrote it in my court documents. I wasn't married. I had no other children. I'd moved a few times, and because of my spirituality. So then, 6 years later, I was still fighting for custody, and I was being given clean bill of health. But the court systems threw me over. I even caught the lawyer for the father. I caught him in a bunch of lies, and when I brought it forward to the lawyer that I had it, when I brought it forward to the courts, well, it was actually to the legal aid lawyer that I had at the time. I brought it forward to her, and I even showed her. Oh well, it was over. And I'll tell you, it was because anytime you looked at her, you could tell that she was dope, that she was under the influence. It's this take care of it. I'm not saying it's all the systems because I had a good lawyer that didn't care about the money because he was working for me for the money. He wasn't trying to. He had his own stuff. What was fantastic. was beautiful. He was, to me, he was, I don't know what his home life was like or anything like that, but he treated me with respect. I even ended up, he passed away. I ended up getting all of his books. I had a little legal library. And because I had no space, and I didn't think that I was ever going to use them, I sold them for $40 because I just needed them gone. I said a donation. I wasn't out to make money. I just wanted to see somebody get some use out of them. I had, right now, I know that I'm connected with others that feel this going to the way there's careers of women today, like, because this has been happening to women, to feminine energy, because like I said, it's not male or female, because it happens, sometimes it happens to men, but most often more of a feminine energy, especially if you get a masculine, because I had a masculine female. Oh, she did not like me. I ended up taking her to appeal court, and she got away with it. So do I have faith in this system? Oh, no. I hate every one of them because I'm not for the people. This is the way I believe. This is what people have been trying to bring forth for centuries. Every time somebody tries, they want to try to depopulate, and they want to tell everybody that, oh, well, the world is too populated. The world is better, it's much bigger than what you realize. I know somebody, they said that if you took all the people in the world, you could basically set them up side by side around Gulf Florida. But we're overpopulated. And we don't need to be going to get chips in our bodies. It's a masculine energy that keeps giving you pills because it suppresses your body, keeps giving you drugs and filling your body with poison and toxins and stuff like that. And they say that people like me, we're the witches. Like, this is good egg. We're using witchcraft, stuff that's poisoning you, the stuff that's making you sick, stuff that's making your children sick, the stuff that's, well, if you think I'm a bleeding heart, that's your problem. Maybe you're using too much medication, so you before you can see the light. And that's not throwing shade on you because I know that we like to suppress things by using substances, by addictions, whether it be sex addictions, food addictions, gaming addictions, anything, alcohol, drugs. You know, I'm fed up, but I'm not stopping because it took me a damn near 50 years to university to go and learn things that interest me, opposed to having a system telling me what I had to take, what I had to do. Oh, well, this is you. These are mandatory classes, and if you don't pass these classes, then you're going to fail, and you can't go to university. You can't get your education. You're just going to be a dumbass, and you're going to be working at McDonald's and flipping my fucking burgers for me. Some people say, "Oh, well, I wouldn't work for you." Some people say, I wouldn't work for $25 an hour." No, but you'd expect people to go work for $15 an hour, get treated like a piece of shit, not allowed having tips in some places, get like food thrown back at them, abused, mistreated, like spoken to like they're a piece of shit, especially like seriously. No, I actually got a burger one day. Okay, I got the Impossible Burger, the vegetarian, and I don't usually eat at fast food places, but I got it. And I come back to my table, and then, like, before I took a bite of it, I asked my friend if she wanted to try it. And she tried it, and she said it tasted burnt. So I tasted it, and it was burnt. So I took it back up, and I explained to them, like, that my burger was burnt, and I'm not saying that it was them, but I'm saying, like, it was either left on too long, or your grill is up too high, or it's not in heated. So I was polite about it, and I told the person, like, it's not on you, but it was like whether they put it in a different part on the grill, I don't know. But a lot of people would be ignorant. We have a lot of different stuff going on right now, and it's putting others against one another because it's saying that you're giving this to this group of people or this group of people, and you're saying fuck your own group of people or like what have you. But all it is to cause friction because they want to create a civil war. But it's like, like as far as the civil war goes, fighting against one another, why are we doing that? Why are we doing like standing together and saying, like enough is enough? And some of you may like think you're a bleeding heart. Well, you might be rich, but the rest of us aren't. A lot of us are robbing Peter to pay fucking Paul so we could have a roof over our heads, so we could have food in our mouth, so we could have a like freaking heat in the wintertime. So if you want to say I'm a bleeding heart, I have to say, wow, really? When did you lose your heart? And it's not throwing shade on you or shame. It's a legitimate question. It's like I can sit with people on a one-on-one and I can help them find the seed. But see, people think that just because I'm aggressive here means that I'm always aggressive. I will know. I know. Will I pull any punches? No. Will I kind of like get you aggravated? Yeah. And I will explain everything that I'm experiencing from you because when you're connected, you're connected. I connect with body, connect with it all, and I have a hard time sometimes being around people because I'm not connected. That's why it was in that like you see um, movies or like a series chosen or what have you, where they have Yeshua taking off and going away. And it's like he disappears for a while. He's going away from people because he's trying to recharge because everybody's trying to siphon him. They even show videos where they're taking and they're laying their hands upon him. Nobody has any right to lay their hand on anyone without permission, but everybody was doing it. It's a part of listening. And really, because pretty sure they're the same people. The spirits, souls of people in that sense. But this was before Yeshua. And then now they're claiming it now, like some are like saying that it was 1900 somebody discovered Reiki or something like that. No, energy healing has been here since the beginning. It's always been here. We say about God, we're waiting, like, yeah, like Yeshua was coming back. The spirit of Yeshua never left. We just buried it. Some of us, it got miscued. And then it's actually, it's an energy source. It's the energy going through you when you open up. Entonces, yeah, I did. No, it wasn't the first time. But with regards to doing something of a selfish act, it was because my cousin and I both had an attraction to the same guy. And I should never have done that. And another thing, you know, few people are like certain people were together. And then when I told them, well, you know, that person, they blamed me. Another part person, we're at a dance, and we were in the bathroom, and her boyfriend came in the women's washroom and tried kissing me. And at the same time that I was pushing the person away, this person came in the bathroom and see, but they didn't witness. They didn't see what happened. I'm not comfortable about phone settings a lot anymore because I don't like being around a lot of masculine, especially when they're full blown masculine, because they try to intimidate in different ways that you can actually feel them trying to manipulate you, and it's like you're getting hijacked, not moving away from another person, not moving away from the person they were trying to date or something like that. I kept moving away. I didn't even like. I just like, and I was feeling very awkward because of the things that he was saying to me. So I never went out again. Last time I went out, I just get up on the dance floor and I just danced. I basically I treat everybody else like kimi kaya ito sure they said that. Ito to the other. Like, well, you know, si escribes el emo, fue a saquear, por ele vai ao ponto que eu seguimos com essa secreta, tá aí. Surreal, yeah, it's it's trippy. And I experience this like spirit all the time, not this anger, because like if I get frustrated, I'm feeling a lot of weird energy from somebody else, so it's just like that part in there just wants to I go away, and I just like that broke. So I just kind of and I just scream really loud. It's like, ooh, it's like, hold it, like, oh, let it out slow. So I scream. And when I go from the depths, I can actually hear the pinging of my wood stove. So it's like, and sometimes I'm driving, and this person might be frustrated. I just want to take and just push on the gas. So that's why a lot of stuff is going on. People speaking of like different things like that. But totally, I don't. Sometimes I'll speak up, but I take and I hold on to the steer, and it's like somebody being locked in a room, and it's just that shaking and scream. It's like ah, ah, and then I no, I'm not a dangerous driver. I actually am in control, continued in control of myself. And it's like sometimes things keep coming up, but it's not that I'm always dealing with it. It's up to me forward to confirmation others to know that I can totally relate to a lot of what you're experiencing, and I know that I've experienced different things over lifetimes because I have usually through what had flashbacks. Sigamos yaşamı sırayla yapayım. Yani papaya tutukluyum son sikya. Kule papaya sakın bir tane sikya şukoy sikya. Queria coisa, assim, eu lembro que eu tempo, eu colocaria esse porque se quiser muito porque chamo de saco daqui a paparia da polícia que see, I know sometimes people want me to suppress this, and it's like, if you're telling me to suppress this, well, that's very unfair. And not only that, but when you're telling me to suppress myself, you're actually telling spirit to suppress itself, to suppress yourself. Quieto, eso, escreve real, que eu confio para essa tapadia, eu fui encaixar esse ano. Se eu do I always wanted to start going to church because it was healing. It was supposed to be a place of healing, and this is what it's said in this book. Okay, there were places of healing. But there was a lot of healing properties within the church and these buildings. And I believe it, like these old buildings that like are just so fancy, we couldn't build them. Well, our ancestors couldn't. So right now, what's happening around the world is people are starting to feelings. But it's that part of knowing that when you're experiencing these feelings, when you feel hostile to someone, you need to learn to control and try helping spirits that are connected. You become like a mediator, a medium. Eso es lo que appunto mio padre è solo yeah, yeah, yeah. E tu mi piace la Ti tutto di sarà e scrivere tutto perché devi sapere che quello che poi conosco la vai grave tutto tutto sì, okay. Non ne fai. Yeah, I even have a lawn. And the perception of witches being ugly, no, the majority of them aren't. But, they say we could be disguising ourselves, but, they're disguising themselves. Right now, like, we're supposed to be learning through experience, not through, like, them telling you that you have to learn about all this other stuff. We're supposed to be learning by experience. In 99, I wrote a poem because I was trying to figure out what it was I was experiencing. I was trying to figure my life out. It was life. Life is a challenge. It works in mysterious ways. It has its ups and downs. Sometimes it's upset. We live life for what? To be happy, sad, or just to be known. When it's actually, I come to realize, like, it wasn't until four, 4 or 5 years ago that I realized that it's the experience. So life is the experience, but we're put in classrooms and we're put in other things to suppress. And then we're dumbed down because we're being told what we have to do. And that's actually a violation of free will because in a lot of ways, they take it, they use abuse of power to actually, like, to try to put you in your place because, like, if you don't want your child going to school, if you don't take your child to school, or you don't follow the curriculum, then they'll send CPS or Child Protection Services in to take people's children from them. How is that a system that's for the people? It's run by a master that wants to suppress, that wants to have control. It's a massive part of the system. The ego. Hank. And you don't think relationships are real? Look in there. Hey, doesn't that look like a being in there? Oh, right there. And that was on the water tower over across from my property, on top of it. And when I seen it, it was triangular, and it almost had like a bronzy gold color in parts, but it was like it had like a light or what have you. Oh shit. I'm looking for them. You know, looking up the total day. Houdini. I like that song. And I like Unstoppable because, like, you know, just a woman on it, she's unstoppable. It's actually, yeah, I just heard somebody say scorn. And so it's like, but he's a woman, gosh, it's a boy. But it's like, you know, shit. Oh, yeah. So I must have, I must have deleted it. Well, anyways, on my YouTube channel, I show like the seven deadly sins. I come off pretty trippy. I probably come off to a lunatic some crazy lady. You know, it's like I could be heaven on heels or I could be hell on heels. You just say that's what. Hey, she got slippers out. Oh, spirit's got in because spirit is everything. So, it's yeah, I've heard people say it's like energy clearing and connection. It's like, and when you do this, it actually feels good. I never understood back years ago, like the time I was younger, I used to go like this. And like that because I didn't know then what it was actually doing. I just knew that it felt, but what I was actually doing is clearing the energies, like bringing it. It's part of the a friend of mine, she's learning it, and I'm looking forward to her teachings. Dice que ya se puede hacer eso como shigaraya sa kaya ta shigaraya ta kaya ta kina ay so I know that it seems to some like a tangent, but you know, I'll tell you right now, it went so far because like I got pissed off because I had the videos and you know, the power trip and ego decided to mess with the algorithms. You know, they say a lot about messing with the algorithm. Well, let's see. Right now, my it's like I'm getting like coke in my mouth. Like, holy shit, man. I'm just Pirata es muy bien. Yes. Oh, I know it's a real phenomenon, but it's an enlightenment. It's a sign of enlightenment. I wasn't speaking like this before I died. And it wasn't until I had my first experience, I felt like I died. And then when I got home from where I was at, I had a very, let's just say it wasn't a fun experience, an enlightening experience, because they will go to any length. And if something seems strange, well, to get it, think of it this way. It was shown that a country had an invisible cloak. You think that they just come out recently? Oh, 70s. And it's actually called tongues, light language. It's ancient languages. It is said in the Bible, but it's actually a spiritual connection to the oneness. Because when you do it, you're actually connecting with the oneness. So you're actually connecting with other people. I've actually spoken to other people who had this happen because they had faced such traumatic experiences. That's part of Kundalini. That's the opening of the Kundalini. That's the physical period. Just go up. It's like the oils within your body, the cerebral spinal fluid. And back after my car accident, I actually had an impairment, and I was able to remember a lot of things. But I had an impairment in the cerebral spinal fluid. It was actually I went for a PET scan after my doctor refused to send me for a PET scan. I settled with the insurance company, and I took the money, and I went to another province and paid for a PET scan. And when I brought it back to my doctor, she dropped me as a patient. She wouldn't read. She wouldn't read it. Nothing. And it had on there that I had an impaired treatment metabolism, which is the lack of oxygen and glucose into the brain. So I was doing a lot of going unconscious. See, I did a lot of research of my stuff. I even read my own medical documents. I had my legal documents. My experiences with the church, were at the church, just less. kind of dismissed me and shunned me in many ways whenever I went for actual spiritual guidance. They told me I needed a psychiatric unit, but I was there 3 times in a year. In the past few years, I was there 4 or 5 times. And the last time I was there, I went to see the crisis counselor afterwards. And she asked me if I knew what they had me diagnosed with, and I told her it was probably psychosis or schizophrenia. And she said, they had me diagnosed as unexplained because they couldn't explain this, because they're not qualified. So that's where a lot of mental health comes from, because it's a lack of spiritual health. It's a lack of the knowing of what you're experiencing on a spiritual level, because everything is always, and always has been on a spirit level. We're just kind of feeling things on a physical level, but it's all spiritual, because we all have the gifts. We're told when we just have received the brain, but the other stuff that they're putting in our body. It's like I use the example whether Superman is real or not. Like Superman, kryptonite. Kryptonite had been Superman's weakness. So kryptonite, it was like, was it like some form of metal? It's good. Yeah. This happens. It's like, here, I'll give you a funny show. I'll make you laugh. I'll make you cry. I'll piss you off. I'll make you look at me like, holy shit, lady, you're fucking loony. But see, I also in '99, I went to the hospital after I got out. My parents took me to the hospital. It was really strange because they had me in the room waiting for the doctor. And a nurse came up to me, and I ended up whipping my head, my voice totally changing into something like I'm baby. Saying, how's your fucking day? And when I said that, the nurse just, and she turned around and never came back. And then they see me as a psychiatrist. As a psychiatrist and a clinical student. And they had me and my mom and my dad in there. And before I got started, I told them, hey, I'll tell you what, I'm going to do something. And then after I'm done, I want you to give me my opinion. So I was sitting there and I started reciting the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, thou art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. And as I was reciting, my body started violently shaking. It started shaking so bad to the point where I couldn't speak. So I stopped. And when I stopped, it all stopped. Just like that's normal. And then looking at me, it's like, okay, now, what's your spiritual opinion? Or what's your medical opinion? She said, I don't have one. No, she said, sorry. When I said, what's your medical opinion? She said, I don't know anything about the spiritual. And I told her, I didn't ask you your spiritual opinion. I asked you for your medical opinion. She said, I cannot give you one. This is not medically explained in the terms that your everyday doctors are aware of, because you don't have the training for this type of spiritual neglect. It is. And it's not about like believing in one way or another, because spirituality is just being like connected with your surroundings. Earth, ground, like just being aware, you're self-aware of what's going on with your body. When you become the spirit, that's self-consciousness, self-awareness, when you become spiritually aware, spirit consciousness, then you become aware of everything. Yeah. Well, excuse me, confirmation. Okay. So it's not about like feeling like we have to live in misery. It's that part of we can bring ourselves out of it. Just think of it this way. Don't they say misery loves company? So if one's miserable, they want to try to keep everybody, they want to try to keep everybody else miserable. But it's because they don't have a part of their own misery. They're stuck. It's like when you have young people and they start using drugs at a young age, what are they doing? They're actually stunting the brain. So they're actually stunting. So they're not, they may be growing physically, but mentally they're still stuck. Or you get older people that have learned certain ways. Like people that have learned, not older people, but older people, some older people are more set in ways. But you get some people that are set in their ways because that's all they know. And then when something different comes that not everybody's aware of or like they're not familiar with it, it gets a taboo. But see, you people are talking about Yeshua, or however you refer, about what he did, what he was doing. But what we're coming forward and talking about is what he was doing. And he learned it because he had to refresh his mind because the teachings have always been. But every time it brings forth, they try to suppress the teachings, or the teachings get all skewed. And then it's like somebody telling a story that they've thrown a lot of twist. It's to make this more exciting, or sometimes it's to use for their agenda. It's like when the electrical current goes through your body. It's like because we're water, we're electrical. Okay, sparks. Sparks. Our blood is like our blood is, you know, water. Don't they say that blood only moves red when it hits the surface? Is that because it's a illusion? I have to ask that question because it's awfully strange. Like your veins look blue, but then when it hits the surface, or they say oxygen, it turns red. And that's what they say. It's like, is it an illusion? They say we live in an illusion, but it's Sequoia, how do you Sequoia? Right? But they'll put that right in, they'll put that right to the public. That's why, like, things don't make sense sometimes. That's why it's like really weird. Like, things are like you're looking and it's one way, and then a couple seconds later, it's like you're looking, what? You're constantly moving. in different ways, like in different. It is like I say sometimes it's like timelines, and some say like parallel worlds, what have you, because yeah. So it's it gets trippy when you start seeing that because like sometimes it's like you're seeing different versions of, and I understand that, and that's why sometimes you get the call it the schizophrenia, and if they attack someone, it's because they're not seeing that person, but they're seeing beyond that person, and they're seeing the spirit within that person. So that becomes the spirit, the one that is experiencing the the what they say as schizophrenia. They're actually experiencing something. When people are talking to themselves, they're actually talking with different people or different versions of spirit. And a lot of people, like, they don't understand that. I'm always talking to myself, but I'm not talking to myself. I just appear to be to some people, but I'm always speaking in the many different forms of language, even with hand, dancing. It's the forms of expression. It's creating through creating through you, creating through your essence, creating through your spirit, creating through your inner knowing, creating through with your manifestations. I'm constantly channeling to spirit, different forms of spirit. And if people don't like, I know how I'm looking right now because I'm feeling like it's kundalini going up. Yeah, so that is going in the people. Yeah. See, when you allow yourself to experience your feelings in your body, close to just in your head, because that's the PTSD. This is the physical. That's the mind out. But you have to take that mind out, and you have to like stop trying to put it in a filing cabinet because when it's in a filing cabinet, you just keep seeing it over and over again because you keep pressing by moving it back to the filing cabinet. And so if you allow yourself to deal with it, not deal with it, to work through it. I get frustrated sometimes because it's the part of higher, my higher self, higher being, connection with the oneness. You gotta. It sorts through, and whenever if I try running or trying not to deal with it, then it just goes back and it comes back, and it usually comes back in the most worst time. But I hate that word, but see, some people may be going through a feeling where it feels like they've just been electrocuted or like there's electricity going through their body. It's because there is. Okay? Your body is trying to rewire itself. So drink in time like this, the best thing to do is drink lots of drink water. Suck on ice cubes. Like just bring in water within your system so you can keep so you can flush it out because your body is going it's like it's going in. Some people through this process are losing extraordinary amounts of weight, body fat, muscle, what have you. When I went through it, I lost a lot of weight. When I first started going through it. I just lost half my body weight. I went from 184 down to 94 pounds in less than 6 months. I couldn't eat. I was doing a lot of dry heaving. Um, some people won't listen to me when I explain to them what they're experiencing in their body. And when I'm explaining it, it's because I know from experience that I experienced. So I can see the similarities. Where you're hurting, like I said before, like if you have a pain, what have you. It's like with the headache. Well, the headache goes until it breaks, right? So if you go into the pain, if you move into it and then go a little bit extra further and hold it there until it breaks, it actually helps to heal your body. Like systems would say, what does she know? She's got no degree. She's got no piece of paper. I actually had a woman tell me one day because I showed like my credentials. I'm a paralegal. I have 6 courses through Dalhousie with regards to mediation, negotiation, conflict resolution, presentation development, leadership. And when I showed my certificates, it was more like, oh, well, it's just a paper. So later on, I was talking about doctors. And I just brought up, like, you tell me it's just a piece of paper. But it's not just a piece of paper when you go to a doctor that's giving you medication. Why is a doctor's qualifications any better than mine or yours? See, in school, we're supposed to be, we should be learning life skills, meditation, yoga, things with regards to healing, not things that are destroying things and feeling like, oh, I got to pump my ego. I'm humiliating myself. Do I look like I have much of an ego? But I'm actually not humiliating myself. It's other people's perception. Right now, Tina Turner's song is on. Let's let that do it. And the heart can be broken. Well, if you don't allow your heart to be wounded because you're still focused on the heartbreak, then we become very bitter inside. We become cold. Ya lo veo. Dice que pues, no I just popped out the one that's saying I just did a church service. Okay. Wake up every day, covered in favor, doused in grace. Actually, okay. Evil. Evil was created by man through greed, ignorance, and lack of empathy for life. God is love, or God. God is love. Love is God. Love is the infinite energy. Created is the infinite energy. God created us from that energy. And it is. It's man who's doing the evil, but it's the systems that's creating it. Because it's like the system is the ego, the masculine. Well, the feminine is still there, but the masculine ego suppressed it. And that's the part where as a civilization, we feel like there's a boot on our head or on our neck, or we feel like we're chained down. And some of you may agree with this, some may not. But I can tell you, some of you would be lying to yourself. So it's like the chains, and it's breaking the slide, the father of the pain. And the father of the pain would be our systems. And the masculine energies that are at the head of it. And if there's a feminine there, it's like, wow, but each to their own. Exactly. And like I said, sometimes we become manipulated, and that's why the part of the saying, they don't know what they say or do. This is the part of the program, manipulation from the time we start, like basically from the time we come out of the womb, because we're told that we got to learn this, like basically we got to learn this stuff first thing is to learn one language and one language only. We're not supposed to be able to know different languages because, that's not your culture. Like, how dare you speak this language? Whatever. It's like, no, we all should be like learning different languages so that you're able to communicate with everybody all over the world and you don't need an interpreter. Yeah, basically. So I swear I know who this is, but I don't. He's a saucy little fucker. Like he likes to like bite, but I know when he's at that switch because his pupils will get so enlarged, and that's when he goes and starts biting or like kicking on me. It's like, holy crap, you little arsehole, get down. I'll spray you, and I have my trusty little water bottle here. And I don't, I barely ever like tell him, like, I'll pick you up your bum. So, yeah. So, if you want to learn how to better understanding, here you go. I got that off Amazon, and I don't really shop very often, especially for clothes and stuff like that, because I like to try on what I'm getting instead of getting it and then having to send it back. But I would actually like to be able to have somebody that can make me clothes. But I like, si quería que viera historia, so, anyways, with that being said, I'm going to get going because I've been on here 2.5 hours almost. And believe me, I know how I look. Hey, why do they teach different languages in school? Well, where I'm at, the only different language they teach in school is French. And we have a lot of people here that speak many other languages. So, but with that being said, I'm going to read a card. Dice que la tutoie like, oh shit. Kion. Sigle lure le kule kore perché ki tu vie è super tutoie. Every problem has in it the seeds of its own solution. If you don't have any problems, you don't get any seeds. Dice qual tu? Meaning we laid the problem, the seed, so we know its own solution. And the other part, whether it means that like the seeds are the solution. So sometimes we have to have add a little bit of extra problems so that we can see the solution. But I could be wrong on that because I'm feeling like I can feel when something seems off. Like if I'm writing a sentence and it seems off, I can feel it. Basically, you came in, thank you for coming in. If you just joined, I will be on again another time. I actually start. Yes, I was saying it took me 50 years before I started with university. I'm starting with Killing and Letting Die. It's philosophy and Stars and Galaxies. So I'm doing a large, like a broad range of different things because I want to get a better understanding of certain things, and like I can't stand being in front of a computer for the most part for long periods of time. I like being in the classroom when I was growing up. I hate it. I hate it. But when I go into a setting where it's something that I want to learn, then that's like a mature and a little late, but mature. No. Okay. With that being said, I'm sending you all much love, light, many blessings, most importantly, very good health to anyone and everyone who wants to believe to receive it. I want you all to be big, bold, brave. Most importantly, be yourself. Be your authentic self. Be true to yourself. Be true to others. When being yourself, be who you are, not who somebody says you are or you have to be. Be kind to others. Be kind to be kind to yourself and be kind to others. Most importantly, know that you have more power and you're stronger than you from many times. I'm sending you all love. Basically, oh wow, my finger's not working. There it goes. Basically,